unencumbered. Is that the right word?
Unencumbered, yeah, I think so.
Okay.
That works. Your pockets are empty?
Pockets are empty. Brain is...
Yeah, my brain's running on E2.
Okay. That's a terrible way to start a day on a Tuesday.
Or any day.
Or, yeah, any day, but especially a Tuesday.
You remembered it was Tuesday, so that's one step ahead of me.
Because it said it on my phone.
I do know it's March 10th.
Okay,
So,
it's March 10th.
Today's March 10th.
March 10th.
Yeah.
Welcome to March 10th. Cool. So, Amanda.
Yes.
Good morning.
Good morning, Justin.
Morning?
It's still morning,
Technically morning.
It's before 12, so it's
before
morning.
12.
Heading into the afternoon on Tuesday, March 10th.
Yes. And now that we've established the exact time and date 18 times on 18 different recording devices. Boom, boom, boom. What are we doing here today? This is, you called me today. Talk to me a little bit.
Yeah, so I just wanted to talk specifically about wedding photography and how it is in our industry, this day and age, to be a wedding photographer, to be interacting with brides and other photographers and other staff members, really kind of be more educational for other photographers and for brides to kind of get a insight into what we're seeing and how we're perceiving the day.
That was a lot.
Yeah.
And you decided I should be here for that.
You know, I don't know why, but...
I don't either. But this is
Yes.
going to be a fun conversation either way.
No, I feel like you and I do have a lot of candid conversations.
Yes.
When we're working or even when we're off, we do always talk about work.
Yes.
So I feel like we sometimes have different perspectives on certain things, which is great.
Different perspectives, but always the same goal.
Yes, same goal. But then sometimes we're so aligned where we're literally thinking the same exact thing and we don't even need to speak it and we just know.
I was thinking that on the drive up here, like that is just generally having a shorthand in this industry where time is like money so much, like that's so important.
Yep.
Because I know I could go into certain like venues and just kind of like give them a thumbs up, thumbs down, certain parts of the day and they know what I'm talking about.
Exactly.
And same when we work together. There's always like a shorthand. I feel like most commonly we have it ceremony.
That's one of the most important parts to have it because you can't really communicate during a ceremony.
Right.
We can't stand there and talk like, hey, where are we going to go? What do you want to do?
Right.
You have to be able to read somebody's mind and know where they're going to be and pay attention to what your partner is doing while you're working. Otherwise...
It's just a cluster.
Yes.
And there's a lot of times that we do have that moment where we'll like, even just kind of as we're doing the rounds in church or ceremony area where we'll just pass by and we'll make a face or we're just like, we'll either know what we're thinking that has nothing to do with work
Right.
or we know where the other one's going so we have the right coverage.
So
You're getting the person who's doing the reading, I'm doing the safety shot from the aisle, all that sort of stuff.
And this conversation is kind of going to lead me into one of the topics I wanted to discuss today,
Yeah.
which is why it's important to have a crew of photographers and videographers at your wedding as opposed to just having a singular photographer.
Oh.
So some people base that on, well, I'm only having a 100-person wedding, so why do I need 2 photographers? I only need 1 person to capture the day. Which technically, yes, you do
Sure.
technically only need 1 photographer to capture the day.
Mm-hmm.
So,
But
what in your mind stands out that makes it different to have more than just 1 person?
the obvious answer is coverage. 1 person can do a lot. I pride myself on just not stopping the whole day.
Yeah.
I talk with our collaborator on the entertainment side, Maddie from Music Boutique, all the time. A phrase that I threw at him that he absolutely loves is professional FOMO. It's just that, like, I just don't want to miss anything.
Yeah.
That being said, human being.
Yeah,
I could do a lot. The thing I haven't been able to traverse yet is bending space and time to make the day work for me.
Or still work on it
I'm
though.
working
That's
on it. But it really, we just can't.
Yeah.
And when there are multiple people there, it takes that psychological pressure off of whoever the main photographer is, but it also gives a little bit of a back in the head, sigh of relief to the couple too, that knows that they're just gonna have that extra ounce of coverage throughout their day. And sometimes certain things are more important. Sometimes ceremony's more important. Sometimes reception's more important. Depending on what they decided to splurge on, they could get both, a little bit more, the other. There's no right or wrong answer. That's what I always say. It's whatever's right or wrong for them.
And the more coverage, obviously, the better. Sometimes people have a day that's very long because we're starting at the bride's house, then we have a church, then we have a park, then we have a reception. So you're stretching your time thin for photos because there's so many locations where it's good to have 2 photographers. For example, you might start with the bride, I might start with the groom, so we can get those things done simultaneously, saving that time for later rather than having to do all those portraits later on in the day at the park. Leaving more time for the bride and groom to get their portraits, which to me, that's the most important part of it.
Yeah, it's why we're there.
Spending the time with the bride and groom, getting these pictures that go on their wall at home is more important than a picture of the groom and his groomsmen.
Which is a really important thing to consider. And I always try to brief clients on this. If I have the opportunity to meet them and speak to them before, is just the time that we have just with them is so small.
It is.
It is. Sometimes if we could get 15, 20 minutes out of even a 14-hour day, that's a lot.
Lucky. Yeah. And we work fast in that time frame, but I always say to people, when we're on their engagement shoot and it's an hour of posing, and sometimes people get really burnt out in that hour, and I'm like, we're not going to do this on your wedding day. I was like, don't stress, this is the time frame that we're getting to know each other and you get some nice photos, but on your wedding day, we're not going to have this hour session.
It feels like an assembly line for 90% of the photos that we do.
Yeah.
It's literally locking them off, our bride and groom or our couples for the day, and just moving people around them like they're centerpieces at their own party, and just redressing it with other human bodies who sometimes are really great at listening and other times couldn't know less of what a wedding is if you told them.
Exactly. So they have no idea the structure, no idea the timing. So many times we're doing family pictures and the aunts come in and then they want to sit there and talk to the bride, and that's beautiful, and you want to say, oh my god, you look so great, and what did you do last Sunday, how's work been, and this is not the time or the place.
Not even close.
But you also have to have the decorum to be able to let people know, hey, miss, we love you, but you gotta go.
Absolutely.
Sorry.
I hit everybody with hard, aggressive compliments. You look so stunning, so beautiful. That dress fits you phenomenally. I need you to go. Because you're just chewing up their time, which means you're stealing from them.
Exactly. And that's a hard
My biggest pet peeve.
Yeah, it's a hard thing to manage. We're managing and thinking about so many different things on that day.
Photography's small by comparison.
Small by comparison.
That's honestly the easiest part of the day, I think.
Yeah.
Is cut. No.
We're so good.
Yeah, no, it's the sexy sweater that I chose to wear for today.
It's repelling the mic.
It is.
I think you can switch it.
Is it?
Yeah, switch it.
To this side?
Yep.
Cool beans. Where was I talking about? Oh, the day, telling people to go.
Yeah.
Just keeping things. How photography is such a small part of the day. It's funny going into it. For the first time, I'm like, I got this. I know how to take a picture. And I think the first time I ever did a wedding that's a story for another day. But I knew the basics of it. Setting people up, posing, lighting, this, that, and the other, that was no problem. I think if I knew not how it's not important, but just how small of space that was going to take up in my brain going into jobs moving forward, I just would have been astonished, because it becomes, not that we don't have to think about it. I mean, I'm constantly thinking about everything that I'm doing at all points, but it's almost half of it's autopilot. Because you know how to set your
camera. It has to be autopilot, because if you're constantly thinking, oh my god, what do I do next? What do I do next? There's no possible way you can get through the day sane.
Yeah. It's really true. If I had to really go and process everything decision I had to make just in even a half day, it would blow people's minds.
Yeah.
And just tell them oh, I had to do this in this half hour, this in this 5-minute segment, this in this 10-minute segment. They'd be like, what? I tell my wife about the day, she's just like, I don't understand. She's just like, you take pictures. I'm just like, but I don't just take pictures.
Right, it's not. People don't understand that, and that's why it is such an important reason to choose your photographer. I think I posted this the other day on Instagram. It's incredibly important to choose your photographer based on their personality.
Their personality.
Based on who they are, based on the experience of the studio, based on the experience of, how long they've been in business, how many clients they do per year.
Yeah.
I know a lot of studios that have been around for a long time and do less weddings per year. But to me, being in the industry and working constantly, that's what helps your flow. That's what makes everything go, smoother and not as chaotic.
Yes.
Because I've seen
chaos. Oh yeah.
And unfortunately, sometimes it is caused by a photographer not knowing how to keep to a timeline, not knowing how to interact with certain people. If you think about it, as photographers on a wedding day, we're the only vendor that interacts with every single vendor.
From pretty much beginning to end.
To the end.
Yeah.
There's not many other vendors. Like the makeup artist doesn't interact with the maitre d'.
No.
The limo driver.
Very few times. It happens, but it's like if those people are splurging on makeup and hair, you don't have to do that. That's like the rare exception. And even still, they're very like, I feel they're always checking in with me anyway.
Yeah, it's not a conversation. It's not a, hey, when are we doing this and when are we doing that? So also choosing your photographer based on the way that they would interact with the other vendors. Have they worked at, let's say you're getting married at Westbury Manor. Have they worked at the Westbury Manor before? Like we're there all the time. You and I walk in and they go, thank God.
Yeah.
Thank God it's you guys. All right, you're going to go out to the bridge. You're going to do the first reveal and we know where the bridge is and we know what we're doing and they know that we're going to be there when we're about to do the first reveal. No questions need to be asked. It's pure trust.
There's no professional hand-holding, which in and of itself can sometimes chew up a lot of time.
Yes.
Like those seconds stack up hard if you're constantly having to ask, oh, where am I going? And he's just like, next thing you know, 10 minutes have passed, you haven't even started taking pictures yet.
And time is everything. Timing is everything. A wedding is the quickest 10 hours you'll ever have in your entire life.
Oh my God.
You think like, oh my God, I have my photographer for 10 hours. What am I going to do for 10 hours?
Don't worry.
It's going to go a blink of an eye. It's going to be over.
Yeah, I can tell you beat for beat probably what's going to happen for 8 of those 10, almost to the second.
To the second. I'll know when I get a 2-minute bathroom break. And that's
it. And I probably know that on paper too. It's like bathroom here.
After first dance, go to bathroom.
Yeah, 100%.
That's the per usual.
Yeah.
As long as there's no parent dances.
Yeah. Because sometimes the day itself when it comes to reception, that it could get scattered up and sometimes that's a game day decision.
Yeah.
Like I'll go into it and I'll have the paperwork saying it's going to be X, Y, Z, and then they get there like everything's front loaded, right? Like,
cool.
Great.
Yeah. And then that communication is key too. We have to coordinate with your DJ and speak to the MCs and speak to them and also be friendly. No matter how you're feeling internally. Like, you have to be friendly and nice because what if they don't tell you something's happening?
Right.
And they just decide to do a parent dance while everyone else is eating dinner.
Yes.
Or a toast while you guys might be, I might be taking pictures with like the family outside in the lobby or something like that. So
it happens. Not often, but it does happen. And I've been left in a situation where I've been the one photographer left for the day, the second's gone home, and something is about to start and I got a mouthful of food and nobody told me. And I always try to communicate because as we talked about before, like communication is so key.
It is.
And just, I don't want to say who forgot it in certain points, but it happened and it was a learning experience.
Yes.
So I always like to, it happened more often very early on in my career. So now I always do like a vitals check with everybody.
Yeah.
Maitre d', entertainment, hey, just going to eat something real quick. I'll be right back. And
most of the time, the maitre d' will know that because
Yes.
they're serving your dinner.
Yes.
So they'll know, hey, we have allotted this time for the vendors to eat. They'll make sure, okay, because they're serving dinner too. So normally the DJ wouldn't do anything without coordinating with the
In a perfect world, yeah.
But it has happened. It has happened. And it's how you deal with it in that moment. What your professional background is and how you interpret like, okay, what am I gonna do now? Like drop the food, or let's see, so and so just went to the bathroom, I gotta grab the camera, I gotta it's a lot of moving parts.
It's just go.
Yeah.
But it's just like you go and think. There's no like,
Right, you don't think first. You go, well, maybe.
My legs are already moving before the thought process is even started.
Finish the mashed potatoes.
No. There's no mashed potatoes. No mashed potatoes.
Mashed potatoes are on the floor.
No carrots, nothing. Like it's if anywhere it's in my mouth as I'm walking. Because that's all I have time for. And that's okay. That's part of the job, and I've always said, like, one way or the other, I've always fallen into a job where half the time I'm eating on my feet.
Yeah, which isn't a bad thing.
No.
But that also comes back to why it's important to have more than just one person the day of your wedding.
Yeah.
Because it's an instant coverage backup. You have
coverage and another set of eyes and ears
yes.
for you too.
And I've always said it's nice to have another person's perspective. So
good
when you
that.
have a second photographer, they're seeing something that I'm not seeing. I'm looking straight on, for the most part.
Yeah. Well, because we have to get all the safety stuff.
Right, safety stuff.
Yeah.
And some people go, oh, well, I don't care about that. I want to do all the photojournalistic stuff. But that's beautiful, but that's not really what wedding photography is.
They want all that till they get up.
Right. And then they realize, wait, there was no portrait of me and grandma.
Yeah.
Well, unfortunately, we bypassed that.
Yeah.
So if you have two photographers, you get the best of both worlds.
100%.
I say people spend so much money on weddings.
Oh, yeah.
For the extra...
However much,
you're getting double the amount of photos, double the amount of coverage. It's the really only tangible thing that you're walking away with from your wedding. You're not leaving with the music, you're not leaving with the food, and even if you do, you're going to eat it, and that's going to be it.
It's gone.
You're not leaving with the flowers. You don't get to keep your hair and makeup.
Nope.
The only way you keep all that stuff is through your photographs.
Yeah, your photo and video. We
a majority
are paid
of
to remember for you.
Yes, should be spent on photo and video. Get two videographers, get two photographers, get a content creator, get as much content and coverage as you possibly can.
Agreed. I mean, but budget affording, absolutely.
Of course. But
there are always ways around it. I talked with a client about it the other day. It's just like, listen, the beginning of your day, prep and stuff like that isn't important to you. I can't tell you what's important. So, like, if you want everybody to show up, like, after you're ready, for first look, I always say, like, you haven't had someone documenting your day by first look, there's a problem there. Like, because that's really where, like, if nothing else, that's where the actual magic of the day starts.
Yes, when the day, to me, starts.
Yes.
Like, when the pictures start actually flowing and they're not just candids. Because before the bride is in her dress, it really is all just candid. Yeah.
Absolutely. And it's good stuff. It's, part of your day, but sometimes people don't want that as part of their story, I guess, when they look back at everything.
Correct. And like you said, different things are important to different people. Some people want to do first looks with dad, with mom, with her brother, with the bridesmaids, with grandpa, with the dog, then with the groom.
Yeah.
And some people
want none of it. They want it like all the magic to happen as soon as they walk down the aisle, which is also awesome.
Which is great too. Which was also another subject I kind of wanted to touch upon was first looks, because sometimes this subject is very touchy. And sometimes people go, oh, you shouldn't force people into getting a first look. Winter, daylight savings time.
Yes, all that stuff.
Think about the timing of your wedding. I can't make the sun stay out an hour longer.
Nope.
Even if you're 15 minutes late to the church, which happens, and now the sun's gone down, and now we have no natural light outdoor photos.
Yep.
How many times I've had a bride and groom come down the aisle and go, we're going outside right now. Like, forget the receiving line, forget the bubbles. I need you for 5 minutes because we need to get some natural light photos outside.
Yeah.
Otherwise, all your pictures, which are going to be beautiful portrait style, but then they're all kind of the same lighting.
That was kind of when we were all together for New Year's Eve.
Yes.
We were literally running up against daylight, and we just dragged people outside to just get something of them.
Right, which we did.
We did.
And it was wonderful because we were at Westbury Manor, and the crew there is amazing, and everyone works together, and the bride and groom were really wonderful as well. They were accommodating, like, yeah, guys, whatever you want to do, which also makes our day so much easier. If you trust us.
If you trust us, amazing.
Trust your photographer, because if you don't trust your photographer and you think you're going to have a bad experience and you're putting that out there, you're probably going to have a bad experience. And your pictures are going to reflect
you're
that.
wearing that in the back of your head and it shows.
Yep.
And that's why I always say, like, I would rather lean into some of that, like, candid stuff a lot and just throw people into safety positions and compositions and just talk to them a little bit and get some fun stuff of them talking and laughing and things like that, because then, you know, they're loosened up a little bit.
Yeah.
And then, like, you do the whole thing, you just focus just on posing, just this, just that. Everybody kind of gets tense.
Yeah.
So I always try to keep it, like, light and fun as part of, like, the process.
Right.
And
like, where were your friends, and here's your friends taking pictures of you.
Because if they see it too much as a photo shoot,
right, then it looks like a photo
shoot.
And
you see, I always see it too. Like when I like fade from, like, after I've gotten, like, that standoff pose and portrait and everything, go into the fun stuff and then go back to it. You see, like, the evolution of their mentality throughout the day. So that, like, first one, they're kind of like a deer in headlights, and then as it goes on, they're a bit more relaxed. They've laughed a little. They've kissed their, better half, and then by the time they get to the portraits later on, it's just easy.
Right,
their shoulders are relaxed.
Right, then they're just smiling. It's like, okay, now I'm just gonna smile for my family portraits, and
it's so wonderful to kind of, like, watch that evolution. Before like when I lived in a different market area and, like, had a different approach to it, like, I was very much like, shoot by the numbers and hitting the checklist. After COVID and sort of reanalyzing my approach to photography in general, coming back and doing it, I was just like, oh, this is how it really should be for me.
Yeah.
And I found, like, this whole new funk and approach and everything, and I'm just like, oh, now this is like, it's a whole process. It's not just about getting the picture or a picture. It's about, like, this whole thing of keeping it engaging for them. Because if they're not engaged, they're not having a good time, it literally shows in every single picture and every frame of video.
It's the experience.
It really is.
It's the whole experience. It's not just taking a good picture.
No.
Because I hate to say nowadays, pick up a nice camera, anybody can take a nice picture. A phone takes a beautiful picture sometimes. So it's not about person taking a good picture. It's about the experience that you're getting.
Yeah.
And the experience that, for a bride and groom perspective, giving back too. It always takes two. So we always show up. We're ready to work. We're ready to make this day wonderful. And
100%.
we want that energy back. That always makes a huge difference.
It's like a symbiotic relationship.
Yes.
A little bit. Like, I can go in there and, I've been described by coworkers and clients alike like a little bit of a cheerleader when I come into the day, because I come in, like, emotionally and energy wise, just guns blazing. And I feel that's really good to just kind of, like, wake people up, get people and get like, oh my God, this day has started. Like, yes, there's no backseats. That's it. I'm here. You're locked in. There are the exits. If you don't want to be part of this energy today, you know how to go. But just that whole bit just kind of, like, shakes them up and keeps them, like, locked in and focused.
Yep.
And it's just, it's so good too when they trust that too, and it starts having they invested in the engagement shoot process. They know what they're in for.
Right. Then they already trust you. They know you. I always try to be more of, like, a friend and a confidant and a therapist almost. Like, hey, I'm here. I'm gonna be your rock. I'm gonna stay calm. I'm gonna make sure everything goes, according to plan and according to schedule. And you guys just need to be happy and smile, and
I would say, like, the goal for
us
us as any vendors, the goal for every vendor across the way, but specifically photographers, is that their clients just show up and be like, ta-da!
Right, we're here to get married.
Like, I trusted in you to like make this day happen, and that should be the approach. I'm not saying, like, don't give us notes, don't give us shot lists. I'm saying, like, do that, but when you show up, show up.
Yeah.
And if you have something like, oh, can we do this? Cool, yeah. But don't be like, don't try to produce the day of your wedding as it's happening.
It's going to make the day more stressful for them, for us, for every vendor, for real, and for your guests. Your guests are not going to get the experience that you, as the bride and groom, have paid for.
Yeah.
You've paid a lot of money for these people to come and party with you and have a good time.
For sure. And they should just feel that. They shouldn't have to, like, see everything happen too much. It shouldn't feel as much of a process past what we do is like formal portraits. Everything after that should just feel like we keep saying, an experience.
Mhm.
And it should just be part of the day. They get to have the VIPs, family, bridal party, they get to have a little bit more fun than the rest of the guests. And that's kind of how I want it to feel for them.
Yeah.
It's like they're kind of like warming up for their like big entrance.
Yes. And the beginning of the day, the start of the day, which is when you see your photographer, that starts the whole thing going.
Yeah.
So many times when I show up at the bride's house or at the hotel, they're like, oh my God, now it's real.
Yeah.
You're here.
Oh yeah.
You've come here. Now to them, the day actually starts.
That's it. The fuse has been lit.
Yep. So that's why it's so incredibly important to like and trust your photographer.
Yeah.
No matter what studio you choose, what photographer you choose, it's so incredibly important.
Yeah. It shouldn't have anything to do with, oh, so-and-so used these people.
Right.
Unless
you met them at the wedding and you loved them.
and you vibe with them.
Or it's just like...
It shouldn't be, it should be because there was a recommendation. It shouldn't, it should obviously play into it. Like, it shouldn't even just be necessarily because of one picture that you saw a studio post. It'd be like, oh, well, I have to have that person. Well, look at everybody else they have. Meet them first.
Mm-hmm. And I hate to throw this out there because I know budget is a big thing, but it shouldn't just be, I'm looking for the cheapest photographer. Or to the vice versa. I want the most expensive photographer because they must be the best. Sometimes that's just an illusion. A lot of, it happens with clothes brands, let's say. You see a certain clothes brand and you're like, well, I want that sweater because it's so expensive. But that doesn't mean it's the best.
Nope. No.
So it works in both. It works in both directions.
100%. One of my favorite photographers that I follow, the Australian guy, looking at his pricing, he's very like middle of the road, but he is internationally famous and shoots around the world weddings.
Yeah.
But he's very like, he wants to be accessible because he even says he does his own podcast and he says, I want to be accessible.
That's really mature.
Yeah. And I know there's some people that lean into it the other way. They're like, you have me for up to 8 hours. If it fits into your day, great. If not, that's it. And they charge an extortionate amount of money.
Yeah.
Works for them. They only do X amount of weddings per year on top of that. Okay.
Yeah, to each their own.
To each their own.
Don't use that as a catalyst of why you're booking a photographer.
Some people just want that sort of fine art thing where they get 5 intimate minutes with their photographer of a handful of portraits of just them and their significant other, and then all the safety stuff of friends and family, and then that's it.
Right, that's it.
And that's okay too.
Mm-hmm.
Other people want a more...
The whole day. The whole day coverage. I've done weddings where it would be like the whole crew. Like let's say you, me, Angelo, and Roy the entire day.
Yeah.
All of us for like 12 hours.
Yeah.
And sometimes those days go by like the nicest and easiest and most stress-free, even if there's 300 people, at a huge wedding.
Because you're with a team that
you're with it.
Know and trust.
Right, exactly.
Worked with a bunch of times. Going back, you have that shorthand with.
Yes,
and
you
just
have that
like,
confidence.
I see you, you see me, seeing what's happening right now. Let's make this work.
Exactly.
And that it just works on so many. It's the flow of the day. It's the quality of everything that you get at the back end, and really just kind of, for us aesthetically and just technically, it's just being out of each other's sight lines.
Right, which we don't even have to communicate about.
No, it's just a pivot. We're constantly pivoting with each other.
It's like a dance all day.
All day.
I'm burning a ton of calories.
Always.
That's why cocktail hour is so good.
Yes, for sure.
So I feel like we kind of went through our first good episode. Is there anything
did.
else
We covered a lot of stuff.
you wanted to touch upon?
We covered first look. That was it. I think, we covered pretty much just about everything that we had discussed beforehand. The importance of having a big team, a team that's compatible with you.
And that comes from booking them from the same studio, which I'm a huge fan of.
Yeah.
Just because people know each other and work together, it makes a difference. It does make a difference.
Sometimes people cherry pick, and again, it can work getting people from different things. But you got to keep it in the same sort of lane
Yes.
or wheelhouse.
And letting the other vendor know, like, hey, listen, I booked you for photography, but this is the video person.
Yeah.
You know, I booked.
Get them to communicate if that's their jam. I'm always, if I'm ever in that boat and they tell me who it is beforehand, I try to reach out to them and, you know, put my best foot forward.
Of course, because they're the bride and groom are the boss.
Right.
We want to make the day as easy as possible for them. We're not there to compete with another vendor. And if another vendor has that attitude, that's very important. The hardest part to get.
I don't like to come in at it with a competition thing. I'm there for genuinely two people ever. It's, you know, the couple of the day. People want to come in and bring their baggage. That's on them. Nobody will ever look back at a day that we shoot, certainly, and be like, oh, they just were trying to outshine the DJ. They were trying to, you know, bully around the hair and makeup people. Like, no, just trying to make sure everybody's on the same page. That's why I ask questions. Like, hey, when are we doing this? When can I expect this?
Open communication between the other photographers, every other vendor, and most importantly, the bride and groom.
So important.
Making sure you're communicating with the bride and groom. And I always tell the brides and the grooms, like, you could talk to me all day.
All day.
All day.
All day, any day.
I'm not going to come up to you too often. I don't want to take away from your day, but if there's something you need to talk to me about,
grab me. Get my attention. Throw a drink at me whenever you need. And I genuinely mean that. Like, I want to be their soundboard. Like, if something comes into their head that they didn't think about, they didn't throw on their shot list or inspo board or whatever, I want them to be able to, trust that. Comfortable enough to approach me. But I was going to say, but comfortable enough to know that, with me, to know that I'm going to try to put as much energy into their day. But yes, to sort of backpedal a little bit, I was going to land on, to approach me and be like, hey, can we try doing this?
Right. Or I forgot, I really wanted to get my work friends. I didn't put them on my shot list. Can we do that now?
Can we make that happen?
Of course. And then, because of the open communication we have with the DJ, do you mind coordinating with us?
Can we make this happen?
Can you just announce for, you know, the bride's work friends to come into the dance floor, make it nice and quick and simple. Then you start a dance set and you already have 20 people on the dance floor. So we're kind of all helping each other out.
Yeah. Yeah. And 99% of the time, it just flows perfectly. Because, again, having that shorthand communication, positive communication with people.
Hiring professionals.
Yes.
And most Long Island professionals know each other at this point.
Yeah.
I think it's very rare that I go into a wedding at one of the main Long Island catering halls where I work with someone that I've never worked with before.
Yeah, it's exceptionally rare.
Yep.
Or we have certainly a common person, you know, that we know that kind of like bridges that gap. Yes. Like, oh, you work with such and such, but now I know who you are. This is going to be fun.
Yes, exactly. Just also trusting them.
Yes. Perfect. It's good. That was really good.
Yeah.
I feel it is. We could look back at this and be like,
oh no. no, I think it went well.
Any other things you want to talk about since we're here? Because we haven't even been here an hour.
I know. It went by quick.
What did you listen to on the way into work? On the way in here today?
I did not listen to a podcast.
No? Did you listen to any specific song?
You'll make fun of me.
That's fine.
But
says the person who's going to make fun of her. Ooh. Oh no, this mic again.
That mic does not like you.
It doesn't like my
it's the
discount Macy's sweater.
It doesn't look like a discount
sweater. No, I mean it was originally like $80, but
well, you know, it's the time of year they're making room for all the spring clothes and all the bathing suits because winter is finally almost over. Daylight savings time is here. The sun was out last night until almost 7.
Yeah,
I'm looking outside and I'm like, there's still light out there and it's like 7 o'clock.
It was good for me, not my son's bedtime, but it was good for me.
Yeah, that's got to be confusing.
It's very confusing for him. He is a being of habit, and having the sun up when it was time for bed was not good for him.
I gotta have blackout curtains. Start like a little cricket thing on the.
He's actually learned now because we put him to since birth. We've always put him to bed with like a little white noise thing with like the waves crashing and sometimes cityscape stuff, crickets. He has now figured out how to shut it off. So like I'll walk into his room, it'll be on its side off. I'm like, kid woke up in the middle of the night and shut off his sound machine and then got back into bed.
Well, as long as he goes back to sleep. If he's doing it like, nah, I don't want to sleep, man. I'm gonna be up.
Yeah.
I still have a sound machine. I have my sound machine on every night.
Yeah.
I just need that white noise. I hate the silence. I don't know if it's like my brain because I'm always on. I don't know if you have the same issue. Like I'm always thinking about something. There's always something going on. Like I said, I'm always listening to music. I think music is the only thing that lets me to like relax because now I'm focused on the song and the lyrics. But when I'm falling asleep, I'm just going back on the day. I'm going back through the next day. Or if I have a wedding and I'm going through, okay, watermill, started at 11 a.m., bride is Casey, groom is Dan. Like I'm going through the whole thing.
I know, there's a whole decompression that happens before and after.
Yep. Yeah, and after I go home, I lay in bed and I'm like, okay, I read through my shot list. Okay, I got everything.
Yeah. Oh. Yeah, we've had some panic conversations about that in the past too.
Yeah, it's a job you take home with you. It's a job you live with day to day. It's important to me, and I know it's important to you.
Yeah.
It's our lives.
It is, yeah, because we do this full time and then some.
Yeah, and some photographers. That's another thing to talk about. Like, there are a lot of photographers that do this part time and have another job, and that's wonderful and great for them, and it's probably works out a lot better monetarily. That's for us doing this.
Depending on the time of the year, for sure. Other times of the year, it's great.
Yeah, we're just coming out of slow season, so we're both a little like stir crazy and empty pocketed and waiting for the spring and the summer to come back and engagement season to start happening because I haven't been to Robert Moses in a hot minute and I kind of miss it now.
Robert Moses was a hot location for like the last 18 months.
Oh my God. And I
Plus,
love it.
I do too. I was there last year, I want to say 25 times.
Yeah.
Just at Robert Moses. I had it was a heavy engagement shoot year.
Yes.
But yeah.
It's a popular spot.
That one became my most popular spot. Like again, for the first time in a long time. Before it was very like scattered. People were doing the Jones Beach at the fishing piers for a while. That got like to be really hot for like a minute and then it like dissipated.
Yeah.
Then like Robert Moses started to cycle in. Sagamore Hill started to cycle in.
I do like Sagamore Hill at certain times of year, it's just like in the fall. I love it. They let the grass grow. And like I complain about it because I'm like, oh, I hate bugs. But it looks so beautiful.
That was really cool.
In the photos, it's like you don't feel like you're on Long Island.
It has this very fantastical feel to it when you look at it.
Yeah, it does. Very magical, mystical, and and you can walk all the way down to the beach so you can get beach pictures too at Sagamore Hill. I mean, it's a beautiful, beautiful spot.
I love it.
I'm at Planting Fields a lot.
Planting Fields is coming back hard too.
Yeah.
That was actually probably my number 2 location last year. I was probably there a good
I think same.
15 times.
Definitely a handful of times.
And it's becoming a big sort of in-between location again.
Yes.
Did you notice that? Like before it, like it was
phased
hot.
Out for a while, and now it's back.
Pre-COVID or post-COVID, it was pretty hot. Like people were just all about that park location post-COVID. I think it was just because of the stir craziness.
Yes.
Then it kind of like, I don't think I went to Planting Fields for like a year. And then all of a sudden it's just like, Planting Fields. I'm like, cool. I like coming here.
It's funny, it's trends. I guess it's whatever people are seeing on social media because that's, social media is huge right now. So
huge.
It's huge. That's why we're here.
That's why we're here.
Yeah, social media.
Yes. Cool. Any other big question? Any off-topic questions for me?
What were you listening to on the drive here?
Ooh, what was I listening to? I have my feel-good playlist that I have on YouTube Music. It's a range. It's everything from classical to EDM. What was on as I was pulling in was the last half of Rapper's Delight by Sugar Hill Gang. It is one of my favorite songs. I know the first half by heart. I will not be singing any of it. No.
Maybe at the wedding.
Maybe at the wedding. You
gotta have that on your request list if you have Justin as your photographer.
Ooh, yeah. It takes a lot of bribery, and I don't think any of you have the pockets for it. And I don't drink at weddings, so.
What about cookies? We tempt you with cookies.
Gummy bears?
Oh yes, you love gummy bears.
I do love gummy bears. I forgot to bring them with me. I was gonna have like a little on the side so we could like creepily dig into gummy bears. Next time we will have a jar of gummy bears. So that was on my playlist coming in, and it's for whatever reason it just kind of gets me in a nice little soft beat of the day. I could just unwind, decompress. See anything good recently?
No. I'm like super boring when it comes to TV. I will rewatch Game of Thrones. I just finished The Knight's Tale. Is that what it's called?
I don't know.
Night of the Seven
That's the
Kingdoms?
Heath
Night of the
Ledger
Seven-
movie.
No, yeah, you're right. I'm sorry, I seen Heath Ledger.
Night of the Seven
Night of
Kingdoms.
the Seven Kingdoms.
I haven't seen that. I haven't seen any of the spin-offs yet.
And
I'm quietly protesting.
I really, really liked it. I'm glad that you actually waited if you're going to see it, because it's better to watch it as a whole
Yeah.
rather than season by season. I hate to say it was a little bit boring getting through it. I
Mhm.
think I had to rewatch the first 2 episodes like 16 times in order to like really focus on it, because this is also my problem. I start watching a TV show and then my phone goes off and
Mhm.
now I'm deep diving down the Instagram reels for 20 minutes and I'm like, what just happened to my
The
life?
ADHD of wedding photographers specifically is so
The
real.
credits are coming on and I'm like, I missed the whole movie.
I missed
It's-
the conclusion of that
I don't even
episode.
know what happened because I'm watching
Mhm.
people dance with wine bottles.
I watched the conclusion of a show, and it was like the final episode. It was one of those ones like it was released on like a 1.5 to 2 year schedule every time. It was only like a handful of seasons, but like the conclusion just kind of like came and went in 5 minutes, and I missed it twice because of that thing of like my phone going off, and I'm like, did I miss something? I'm like, oh, it was kind of a letdown. I'm like, all right, that's fine. Like when I finally got to it after rewinding it twice, I'm like, hey.
The reel I was watching on Instagram was so much better.
It was a little bit
That
better.
TikTok reel definitely was much more informative.
It was engaging.
Yes.
Cool beans. This is good.
Yeah.
I'm happy. You
Yes,
happy?
sir. I'm happy.
This was fun.
I was not even nervous. Just a little bit.
I think I was
You
more
nervous?
nervous about the setup
Yes, that is nerve-wracking.
and like making sure we were all good on everything, and I had like
Everything's still
a
recording.
minor panic attack. Well,
Could you imagine if
that
we
would
didn't
have
record?
actually flipped up if I hadn't started recording. And I
I
had
see the reflection.
there was a 60-second moment where I think we were both talking, but in the back of my mind, I'm just like, I don't know if the main camera's rolling. And then I looked at like, all right, the screen is still back up, so
Because
we're
they don't
good.
have the tally lights on phones. Like when a video camera, you could see it used to turn red when they would record. Sorry, I just really aged myself with that.
Yeah. Oh, I know.
Saying a tally light.
I know.
People are like, what the fuck is she talking about?
I remember that.
So the phones, I'm just assuming it's recording, and I'm like, my phone could have ran out of storage at this point.
Yeah, the phones could be long gone by like days.
Yeah.
But we got
No
audio going. We got audio going probably on all of our devices.
I
So
think
we
we're
have
good.
backups on our
And if we're
backups.
not good, you'll never see this. So
It was a good practice
it
run.
was a great practice.
If nothing else. All right, should we wrap?
Yes, let's
All
wrap
right.
it up.
You take it away.
Yeah.
If there's anything you want to say.
No, thanks for joining us on our mini series.
Does this have a name?
So I came up with the name SilverVox.
SilverVox?
Yes.
I dig it.
So yeah,
Perfect.
that's us for now, SilverVox.
Thanks for watching, listening to SilverVox. Rock on. This was fun, Amanda.
Yes. Till next time.
Fantastic. See you later. All right.
We did it.
We
Let's see
Did.
if this is still...
it.
Oh yeah, it's still going. Wow, look at that.
Look at that.
I think it was 40 minutes.
Yeah, look at that.
You got 40